Hey, hello my friends. Welcome to my first ever YouTube video for readings. I've done readings on stream before, but never made a YouTube video for it, so I have some VODs with some readings, but my first ever video. I pull a lot of inspiration from a couple tarot readers that I watch already, which is Kino Tarot, White Feather Tarot, and Eso Tarot. If you have seen their channels or haven't, I definitely recommend checking them out. But I'm going to do a timeless collective reading for the month of August. So obviously it will pertain to August whenever you're seeing this, but it can be this year, next year, whenever. So this is kind of how it is going to go. So we're going to be examining the theme of August with these Citadel Oracle cards. With tarot, we're going to be pulling your focus for August. So the first card, the major obstacle that you'll be facing, and then advice from spirit and guides. We'll delve into angel numbers that may be significant with the Pulp Girls Angel Number Oracle, and then animal and plant advice from the Woodland Wardens deck. And then finally, we're going to pull an affirmation card for here for the month of August. But let's get started. So I've already pulled 3 cards. I have gemstones. One thing I really like that White Feather Tarot does is they have little, like runes almost, little gemstones with your astrology signs on it, so you can kind of choose that way. I don't have any of those, but I am going to steal an idea from them, which is letting spirit choose using 1, 2, and 3 from the tarot deck. So let's start. Let's look at group number 1. So you have the aspirant with, I believe this is a sunstone. Group number 2, you have the priest with a tiger's eye. And group number 3, you have the hunter with a howlite. So as always, take all the time that you need. You can pause the video. I will do my best with my first video to bookmark it so that you can find it. If not, timestamps will be down in the description. If you're wanting spirit to pick for you, I'm going to move these up a bit, then I will shuffle these cards, but it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, Magician, High Priestess, and Empress, and we'll go from there and see if anything pops up to me here. I am getting this one. Okay, look at that, group number 2. So if you're wanting spirit to pick, you can go with group number 2. If you're feeling called to more than one group, feel free to check it out. It might have some interesting stuff for you. So I will see you in your readings. Okay, hi group number 1s. So if you chose group number 1, you chose the aspirant card. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a sunstone. While I was shuffling the oracle decks, an angel number already came out, so we're going to take that one, but I am going to shuffle a bit more, see if any other ones come out for us here. Okay, take that. Okay. I always call the Woodland Wardens one of my little guys. Okay, I'm gonna pull those 2. And then your oracle. Or not oracle, oh my goodness, tarot. First video nerves, what can I say? Hello. Oh, okay, we'll take 2 for the end. That's cool. Okay. Let's start with your Citadel Oracle card. So you have the Aspirant. Let me pull it up here. Should be the first one. I will link, or not link, but I will post all the decks that I have here in the description as well. So the Aspirant here. This is a also, where is it? Fantasy Oracle. So you can use this for D&D too, which I love. But I'm just going to read from the upright here. So don't let yourself fall into the same trap. Take a moment to reassess where you are right now so that you don't stumble when something goes wrong. Half the battle is won when you accept that you will face problems along the way. But whatever hurdles you encounter, know that they can be overcome. That's a really positive one. Love that. Okay, so let's take a look at the focus, your focus for August, the obstacle or hurdle that you might have to overcome, and any advice. Okay. All right. So from this here, with death showing up as reversed, it's this clinging to the past and refusing to change. So death upright normally is transformation, but this is indicative of not wanting to change, not wanting to let go of something. In terms of what's going to add to this stress, you have strength reversed as well. So strength of reversed is maybe you're lacking the confidence, or there's like an apprehension of letting this go. Is it going to change your whole perspective? Is it going to change your outlook? Do you have to kind of reinvent yourself again? It's that fear of transformation, the fear of moving forward. With the Two of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords, this one here, let me think for a second. Because Two of Wands is normally about choice and like future plans. So as a advice card from Spirit and Guides, what I think it's saying here is don't be afraid to plan, and also work with patience. So something's not going to happen and things aren't going to change overnight, but you do need to make a plan in order for it to be successful, and you do need to act with patience in mind, which is kind of funny because you also have the Knight of Swords, which is the fastest card in the deck. I think this one here is warning, though, that with this showing up as a need for patience, this card is warning you to not be pushy or aggressive with your plans. But if you create a strong enough base, like a strong enough guide, and what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a step-by-step plan for yourself, and you use patience, you're not pushy with it. This could go towards manifestation as well. You can't be pushy with it, you have to just kind of let it come in time. So having the patience, don't be pushy, don't be aggressive with it. But you do need, let's see what's on the bottom. Yeah, you do need a fresh perspective. So this fear of change that's going on and this fear of letting something go, you need to look at it with a fresh perspective in order for you to overcome that, in order for you to gain your confidence back and to transform and start a new part of your life that's not held back by these things. Yeah. Strength upright normally is overcoming the obstacles, but I think with it reversed in the reading, it's just saying like a lack of confidence, maybe in yourself, maybe in the plans that you've already made. So maybe you need to change your perspective with Hangman on the bottom of the deck in terms of what your plans are. Maybe something needs to change. Maybe you need to reevaluate it. Maybe you're trying to go too fast when you need to slow down. So let's see what angel numbers are here. Okay, so we have perseverance, fitting, and accountability. Is that fitting into frame? Yes, let me move these down a bit more. Okay, so let's look at perseverance first, which is 202. Got all my little guidebooks out. Okay, it did come out reversed. I am taking reversals in this too for my oracle cards. So this can be directly correlated to these two cards here in your tarot. The reversal of 202, or perseverance, is having a self-defeating attitude, remaining stationary and stagnant, a lack of introspection, which again calls to that Hanged Man card that's at the bottom of the deck, and sticking to old patterns that no longer serve you. So that need to get out of that rut and move forward. There's an affirmation with every one of these angel cards that I like. So the affirmation for 202 is every problem I encounter has a solution. So it's not one and done. It's not, you can't look at it negatively. You can always change the outcome. Same thing with tarot, which is what I always tell people, is nothing set in stone. This is just one of the multiple outcomes that could happen if you stay the path that you're on. If you choose something else, there's just one of the many outcomes. Let's look at 69. So 69 is about accountability. So yes, taking time to reflect and re-examine, making practical, intentional changes for the better, seek to help others in order to help yourself, and balancing your everyday needs with your spiritual needs. So if something lacking is something out of balance right now that you need to bring back into balance, is part of that going to be letting go of something that no longer serves you. The affirmation for accountability is being happy is becoming a habit. I like that. Okay, let's look at your silly little guys. Let's see. Oh, okay, so we have the duck and chrysanthemum, which is for luck, but it came up as reversed. And then we have, the skunk and magnolia for protection. Okay, let's look at the duck. If I know my numbers, maybe. I do like to read the full blurb here before I go into the reversal. But the duck and chrysanthemum. So the phrase lucky duck isn't just a lighthearted rhyme. Ducks can be symbols of good fortune. In ancient Egypt, ducks were associated with riches, especially gold, and frequently given as offerings to the gods. Likewise, chrysanthemums bursting forth with long and elegant petals signify abundance. Luck can be a fickle and mysterious force, but it is also, as Roman philosopher Seneca once mused, what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Again, it's that card calling for you to prepare in order to receive. Perfect. In the reverse here, it is asking you to take care to get your ducks in a row. Do some Do some research before taking action to avoid a misstep. So if you're not doing research, you're not looking at it from a new perspective, and you're just going without any inspired course of action, you're going to end up blowing over what you actually need to do, misstepping, and not bringing in what is actually meant for you. I do like these little, these little thought starters too. How can I prepare for the future? And is destiny mutable, or is it set in stone? Okay, let's look at the skunk. He's really cute. I do like him. So the skunk and magnolia, they stand for protection. The skunk knows how to shield itself by spraying its foes with a foul odor. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I cannot read. Its black and white fur serves as a warning to all would-be assailants. Similarly, the magnolia is known for its large, waxy leaves and copious blooms. Its thick-petaled flowers are some of the oldest on Earth, having evolved to endure damage from beetles. So in the reverse, I'm sorry, I keep shaking you. Self-protection can hinder your growth. You may be misinterpreting a situation and acting defensively. Ask yourself, why do you feel the need for armor? Could greater vulnerability benefit you? So I think this is calling back to your death and the strength card here. That fear of letting go and not having the confidence to be able to move forward or heal fully. That's causing you to put up this wall and put up this armor that's really working against what you actually want from it. You want the healing, you want to move forward, but putting up that armor and not allowing for vulnerability in your life is holding you back. Here it says, how can I protect others? And who or what makes me feel safe? Okay, let's pull. I did not think this through. Let me pull. I have my cards everywhere. Let me pull a little affirmation card for you. Ooh. I'm beginning an exciting new path of self-discovery. I love that. Okay. Well, thank you, Group 1. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Of course, if anything resonated with you, take that. If something doesn't resonate, you don't have to take it. Use your own intuition, use your own, knowledge and your own mind to guide you with any of these readings. But I would love if you left me a comment. I do love feedback, especially because this is my first video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hello, group number 2. If you chose group 2, you have chosen the Priest card. And our lovely little Tiger's Eye heart. I have had trouble speaking, and my cone ran out. But you know what? We're still here. We're doing it. Okay. Welcome to your reading for August. If you let Spirit choose your pile, this is your reading. If you also just chose group number 2, welcome. We're going to pull that one. A couple angel numbers. And a couple little woodland wardens for you guys as well before we get into the tarot. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. All right. Let's get into group number 2. Focus for August, the obstacle, and any advice from Spirit or your guides. Let us see. Group number 2. Oh, okay. Sure. What advice? What advice for group 2? Oh, 2 advice. Okay. Interesting. So group number 1 had 2 advice cards as well, but you also have 2 cards to clarify the obstacle. So let's start with the Priest card from the Citadel deck. Okay. Do I know my ABCs? There we go. Okay. So, I am going to read only this upright portion here. This top portion refers to more like role-playing RPG kind of games, but we'll start with this upright portion. So a difficult challenge has come and gone, and in its place is the promise of a new dawn. Within you is everything that you need to bring about your happiness. You are resilient, and every tragedy brings an important lesson. Have faith, and you will be rewarded. Another very nice message. I love that. Okay, let's look at... Oh, right. Okay. Oh, okay. Sure. So, starting with the Emperor in reverse. Okay, so this is going to signify the current focus for you, or something that you're going into August with. So, the Emperor to me is a character of inspired action and power. So when it's coming up reversed, I see it as the inability to take action or reacting to things defensively. So maybe there's something that you're holding on to in terms of triggers and not being able to work through it, and that's causing you to become stagnant and to react to others defensively. Then you also have the Empress reversed and the Ace of Cups in terms of your obstacle. So with the Empress counterparts here, I believe that this one is going to be more about a disconnection, and I can see possible like creative blocks, which kind of makes sense in terms of why you can't take action with the Emperor coming up reversed. Maybe there is something that you're wanting to create, but you feel blocked because there's this wall up for you reacting defensively to things. And this disconnection from your inner world, so like your body, mind, spirit, maybe needs to be reconnected. With the Ace of Cups coming up as well as part of the issue, Ace of Cups normally upright is like new love or new relationships. I think with the Empress here also clarifying the card is there could be either a potential new person coming into your life that can help you or hinder you, because it is reversed, in terms of creativity. I think you might need to reignite some self-love and reconnect to yourself and your inner world here in order to heal this, to bring it upright so that you can take the action that you need to take and do the creative outlet that you would like to do that you haven't felt like you can do. You felt very like held back in a way. Why am I giving you advice when your advice card's right here? So let's look at the advice cards. We have the Two of Swords reversed, which is all about that mental energy. For me, Two of Swords reversed, I see it as like blocked intuition. So this, again, kind of creating that barrier, like that defensiveness, but it's really just blocking you from seeing things clearly. So we need to remove that mask in order to see things clearly and to be able to move forward with our passions and our creativity. With the Nine of Cups, which is such a great card to have, talks about satisfaction and abundance. So similar to the Priest card, you have everything that you need within you and the abilities and the capabilities to do what you want to do and to create what you want to create and move forward. But really, it's just you limiting yourself in this moment, in this area. So it's asking you to persevere and to move forward and to reconnect with yourself. That could be, maybe you need a day of self-care. Maybe you need, well, maybe more than a day. Maybe you need to create some gentle habits for yourself that are going to treat yourself with love and with respect. let's get into Angel Numbers and your Woodland Wardens. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Oh, okay. So same as group 1, there is an upright and a reversal. I am taking, oh my god, I dropped my book. I am taking reversals as well for the Oracle cards. Let's start with 1414. 1414. It's the first time she's come up for me here. Okay, 1414 signifies adventure. So this can be embarking on a new adventure, entering an era of excitement, having balance and flexibility, and challenges that would be leading to growth. So again, that reconnecting with yourself, that can lead to new adventures, lead to new passions, lead to abundance, happiness, joy, but there needs to be that inner work first. What is this? I cannot read it upside down. Symbiosis. Well, that makes sense. 1221. I don't think I've had that card come up for me either. So 1221 reversed. Can you see those? Can be self-sabotage, a lack of support from others, or feeling like there's a lack of support from others, not feeling loved or appreciated, or maybe there is a like toxic or one-sided relationship that you're in that you might need to get out of, which is also going to cause you to react defensively and put up walls to protect yourself. So maybe you need to examine the relationships that are around you and what are the people that are actually adding to your life and helping you and supporting you versus what are the people that are energy vampires, for lack of a better term, that are holding you back. I forgot to read 1414. There's a little affirmation at the bottom of each of these decks. 1414, or each of these cards, sorry. 1414 says, I don't stress about how things will turn out, because you know that things will always turn out in your favor because you have the qualities and the capabilities and you are meant for it. For 1221, it says deep soul connections are welcome in my life. So maybe you need to nurture the connection in your life that give you joy already and give you that support, and start to pull your energy back from ones that do the opposite. Okay, so group number 1 had 2 reversed, and you have 2 upright. So we have the Weasel and Pine, which is introspection, and the Antelope and Wheat for nourishment. Can I move you a little bit more? Okay. Let's start with the Weasel and Pine. They're so cute. I love these cards so much. If you watch TikTok or on Instagram, another reader that I really love is Alex Reads Tarot, and I saw that she had these cards and I felt very connected to them, so I had to get them like right away. I do like to read the big portions that's here before I go into like upright and reversal meanings. So the Weasel and Pine stands for introspection. Weasels can be warriors or spies, moving quickly and often alone. They make observations from afar and adjust their plans accordingly. Remember that solitary creatures are nothing to fear, and an introverted nature is nothing to feel ashamed of. Knowing oneself and being comfortable alone are desirable skills. Like the weasel, the pine tree works to be self-sufficient. One of the fastest growing evergreens, its prickly needles have a waxy coating that help them retain water. In the upright position, you are called into a time of solitude. Isolation allows for contemplation, which can lead to self-knowledge. Again, calling you to reconnect with yourself, that need for inspiration, or introspection and inspiration, I guess, and letting the relationships that are holding you back kind of go to the wayside, not give them as much energy. Then we have, oh, hold on. They also have little questions that I like. So, when do I like to be alone? And how can I better understand and respect myself? Again, calling that self-love back as well. Let's go to Antelope and Wheat for nourishment. Am I blind? XLV. Sorry, I thought that was an I. And it's not the right Roman numeral. Uno momento, por favor. Okay. Antelope and wheat for nourishment. Antelope are associated with community. Traveling in large herds, they work together to detect predators, locate food, and care for the young and old. This way, the group supports the thriving of each individual. Likewise, golden sheaves of wheat are ancient symbols of prosperity. A relatively easy grain to grow and store and to convert to flour, and a staple crop around the world. Wheat is closely associated with wealth and abundance. Together, the antelope and wheat call us to nourish ourselves and our communities. So this one, upright, is saying, you are feeling fulfilled, nourished, and secure. Celebrate your good fortune by sharing it with others in need, invest in your community, and ensure you are supported in leaner times. So this is what we want to get to, which is the same as your 9 of Cups here as well, is that abundance, that joy, that community, that love, and support as well. So, sorry. The questions are, who or what makes me feel nourished? Again, assessing the relationships in your life. And what fills my proverbial cup? What do you need that is going to reconnect you to yourself and reconnect that self-love aspect as well? Okay. Let us pull a little affirmation card to end off on. These cards are also really big and my hands are small. So feel this guy. Here we go. I trust my inner voice. I love that. So group 2, as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, use your intuition, use your own discernment. Thank you for coming to my reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it clarified some things for you. I would love it if you gave me some feedback in the comments. If anything resonated, I'd love to hear about that as well. And yeah, you can also find me streaming, but all details about decks and what I do, it will be linked in the description box below. Thank you so much. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose group number 3, you have the Hunter card from the Citadel Oracle deck and the Howlite Stone. Similar to group 1, as I was pre-shuffling these Oracle cards, you already had one angel number come out, so we are going to take that one, but we are going to see which other ones come out. Okay, well, look at that. Oh, we have 2 more. Okay, we'll leave that for now. Love it. Perfect. Amazing. And let's see your silly little guys, your Woodland Wardens. One guy. I believe you are the only group that has had 3 of the oracles for each. Crazy. Spirit's got a lot to say to you today. Okay, let's look at your tarot. So we're going to see the energy or the focus of August. Any obstacles that are what you might have to come up to and face, and then any advice from Spirit and your guides for my group number 3. Group number 3. Mumble number 5. Sorry, I'm just now talking. Okay. Obstacles. Pentacles for group 3. What do they gotta look at? What do they gotta face? What's it gonna be? Okay. And Spirit, what advice do you have? Oh, well, yeah, okay. Let's see. Oh, well, we're just gonna have that. So we'll leave it like this for now. I will get into this later, but we're gonna start with the Hunter card and read what that is from the Citadel deck. Okay, so the Hunter, do I know my ABCs? Yes, I do. Because this is an RPG style deck, this is more for RPG. At the top, this is the upright and the reverse meaning, so I'm going to just read the upright meaning here. So this one says, it's time to put your head down, block out all distractions. The forest may be beautiful, but stopping to admire the view won't get you any closer to your goal. You are the hunter right now. Your path is clear, your prey is within sight. No matter how tempting to slow down for a moment might seem, no matter how tempting slowing down for a moment might seem, now is not the time. Maintain your focus and determination to complete your task. Okay, you are on a mission, group number 3. We'd love it. We'd love to see it. Okay, we're on a mission. All right. So let us start with your first card. So the energy or main focus for the month of August is going to be the, do I know my numbers? 5, 6, 7, 8 cups upright. I need to get used to numerals, I swear to God. So with the 8 of Cups upright, this is about walking away and moving on, which is kind of opposite or similar and opposite at the same time to group number 1. So if you resonate with group 1, maybe you want to go back and look at that as well. But this is already indicating to me that you're in the process of doing this, of walking away and moving on what no longer serves you. With obstacle, you have temperance reversed. So this can indicate an imbalance. So maybe as you're walking away or moving on from something, there's really an imbalance. Maybe you're going from one extreme to another instead of finding that moderate or middle ground. You could also be like pushing for a result and pushing for your way and your outcome, the outcome that you want, versus actually seeing what outcome is going to be best. So maybe you're leaning too much on your side of things, where you do need to go a little bit more to the middle ground. With the advice cards here, you have the 4 of Pentacles upright, and then the 10 of Cups reversed. So with the 4 of Pentacles upright, what this says to me is that you're wanting to build stability, which is why you're on this path of moving on and moving forward in your life. But I think with this in your advice column, I think it's asking you to be, it also did kind of come out semi-reversed. So normally when it comes out this way, I like to see what calls to me for like both sides of the meaning, so upright and reversal meaning, and find that middle ground, similar to the Temperance card. But this could be asking you to be mindful of being greedy and being a little bit controlling in your 3D in the material world that we're in. It could do with material resources. It could have to do with things like money, wealth, or things that you have. But it could also be with your time as well in this 3D realm that we're in. So being mindful of what you are having like a tight grip on and over controlling, because with the 10 of Cups here that's coming out as well in reverse. What this is saying is that there's disharmony with the controlling behaviors. So really be mindful about those so that you can actually move forward and progress rather than hold yourself back from that outcome. Okay, I looked at the bottom of the deck for group 1, didn't for group 2 because I didn't feel the need to. Okay, yeah. So we have 3 of Swords coming up at the bottom of the deck. So for me, what this means is that you're wanting to recover and release pain, but if you're, hold on, I'm going to move that into screen a bit more. If you're not mindful of the steps that you're taking and the behaviors, because you're really only in charge of your behaviors and how you react to things. If you're not being mindful of those, you're not going to get out of this cycle. And you're not going to be able to move forward and move past this, which is what you're trying to leave behind. So be mindful of that. Really calling for some introspection there. We're going to move into some, hello? Okay, excuse me, some angel numbers here. I am taking reversals for this. We did see Revisit pop out. Oh, look at that. Sorry, I'm going to move the Hunter card. Hopefully you can still see that. There is a lot of cards here. Can you see Hunter? You can. Move these guys down. Move them down. Okay. So we have 66 for Revisit, 427 for Authenticity, and 369 for Compassion. So we're going to look at my little guidebook here, and we'll start with 66 because that shot out right away for us here. So 66 with Revisit. This indicates that hope and healing are possible. You do need to embrace greater compassion before moving forward. So again, goes hand in hand. Denying negative thoughts any power over you. And then a promise of happier times ahead. What I also like with this deck is they have little affirmations for each card. So the affirmation for 66 is the love available to me is infinite, which I love. That's so great. But again, find that balance. Don't lean too heavy to one side. 427, which is about authenticity. So I think this kind of speaks to the bottom of the deck here with the 3 of Swords reversed, of feeling overwhelmed by worry, kind of fighting your own instincts and your own intuition, letting your spiritual needs fall by the wayside. So maybe you're not balancing your inner and your outer worlds. Again, that temperance obstacle that's coming up, and burying yourself in unfulfilling busy work. So are you going to one end of the extreme to avoid the emotional work and the spiritual work that comes with moving on, and you're too stuck in the material world, and then you're letting everything else kind of fall back to the side? Or are you on the other end of that spectrum? I feel like you're probably more on this end where you're overworking yourself in things that aren't really fulfilling, and you need to kind of take a step back and rebalance. The affirmation for 427 is, I love the person I have worked so hard to become. And then we have 369, which is about compassion. Okay, so this one says, make kindness a natural part of your daily life, loving unconditionally with your whole heart, indicative of empathetic or psychic gifts, and acknowledging and using your talents. The way that I see this, especially with the Revisit card, authenticity, and your 3 of Swords, I believe this is making kindness to yourself like a natural part of your daily life, like part of your routine. For the affirmation here, it is, I'm meant to live a magical life. Okay, and let's look at your silly little guys. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, okay, interesting. Okay, so group 2 actually got the antelope and the wheat, but they had it upright. So we'll start with this, the moth and eucalyptus in reverse. We have the cat and lavender upright, and then the antelope and the wheat reversed. So let's see if I can kind of rejig these around a little bit here. Sure, yeah. So let's start with the antelope and the wheat. Like I was saying, I do like to read this big blurb before I get into the upright and reversal meanings, and then there's little self-reflection questions at the end, which is really nice. So the antelope and the wheat for nourishment. Antelope are associated with community. Traveling in large herds, they work together to detect predators, locate food, and care for the young and old. This way, the group supports the thriving of each individual. Likewise, golden sheaves of wheat are ancient symbols of prosperity. A relatively easy grain to grow, store, and convert to flour, and a staple crop around the world, wheat is closely associated with wealth and abundance. Together, the antelope and the wheat call us to nourish ourselves and our communities. So in the reverse, it says that you may be feeling neglected or overlooked. While you may be tempted to hide away, try to emulate the antelope, rarely without its pack. Your friends and companions can help nourish you back to vitality. So don't close yourself off while you're going through this pain and while you're going through this call to change and this call to move on. In terms of some reflection questions, there is who or what makes me feel nourished, and what fills my proverbial cup. With Cat and Lavender, oh, she's number 1. This is about independence. Cats are cunning, clever, and independent. Often loners, they represent self-reliance. While lavender's scent brings soothing comfort, its Victorian association with distrust reminds us to look inward, relying on our own instincts and inner resources. Upright, you can seek your full potential without depending on validation from others. Power, resourcefulness, and potential are keywords to remember. Okay, what I'm getting from this here is, yes, we want to rely on community to help when we are in a really low point, but we don't want to, it's again, calling in that temperance, that balance. We don't want to rely so much where we need the validation from other people in order to get up and get moving throughout the day. You need to have that self-love and that self-validation and friends that are going to help boost you up. What is the word? You're going to want someone who's not going to enable you, but you want people who are going to encourage you. So enablers, they're going to try and fix everything instead of what an encourager will do, which is sit in that uncomfortability with you and help you find your way out of it without solving the problem for you. Oh, yes. The questions. How can I learn to trust myself? And what traits do I possess that I can rely on? And then we have the moth and eucalyptus. Okay, the moth and eucalyptus signifies an ending. The moth and eucalyptus is at number 13 for a reason. It mirrors the meaning of the death card in traditional tarot. The death card rarely indicates literal death, but rather marks an ending of some kind and provides us with the knowledge and power to let go. The moth shown here is the death's head hawk moth, named for its unique skull-like marking on its back. The death's head is nocturnal, and like all moths, it flies towards the light. Eucalyptus is a symbol of protection, as the oil from this plant can be used to guard against and soothe a variety of ailments. In reverse, its meaning is your resistance to change is preventing you from embracing your full potential. It's okay to let go and move forward, as painful as it may be at first. Loosening your grip on the past will open the door to transformation. Loosen your grip. Stop hanging on so tight. Okay, sorry. How can I be more accepting of change? What tools do I have that might help me feel safe and protected when a change occurs in my life? Okay. And last but not least, let's get a affirmation card for your month of August for group number 3. Boom. I am strong. I love that. Okay, group number 3. Thank you so much for tuning into your reading and my first ever reading video. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not, use your intuition, use your own intelligence and discernment when you're looking at tarot readings. I'll have everything linked in the description box below in terms of the decks that I use and in terms of where else you can find me on social media and whatnot. If you enjoyed this reading, I would love feedback. If you didn't enjoy this reading, I would also love feedback. Please leave it in the comment section below. If there was anything that resonated with you, I would also love to hear that in the comment section. But that's all for the readings today. I hope you have a great August. Bye!